Podcast City Network.
Listener discretion is advised.
It is time to play.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
Let's go!
A shot of entertainment to the head.
No doubt.
Sit back, relax,
Put your drinks up!
and enjoy the entertainment.
Okay.
Now we come to the payoff.
Let's rock.
What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Everett Lee Show podcast. I'm Everett Lee. Quick shout out to everyone that follows me on Twitter. You can follow me at the Everett Lore Score Lee, Facebook.com/the Everett Lee. Click that thumbs up. And of course, Podcast City Network, official host of the Everett Lee Show podcast. Let's cut the damn music. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been away probably for about couple weeks. Lots been going on inside what I do and outside what I do and at home and everything. But one thing's for sure, that Everett Lee, you want to have a good time, just check out the sign behind me. It explains it all for Everett Lee. So if you want to hit me up on that sign right there behind me, go right ahead. So something I picked up today. But other than that, great podcast tonight. A lot to talk about, a lot to discuss here on the Everett Lee Show. And if you're a wrestling fan, a movie, TV fan, a Game of Thrones fan, not a crybaby, then this is the podcast for you tonight, because we're not pulling back any punches. And I couldn't do that without one of my best compadres that's been with me since the start of Podcast City Network. He is one of the co-owners of Podcast City Network. He is the voice of the Deland Rock Metal Festival. He is also the voice of CCE Presents. And he's also the voice of the Chris Carnage Show and Final Score with Craig. I want to welcome back to the podcast, for good time's sakes, Chris Carnage. Are you fired up?
Oh, I'm fired up, and I really can't wait till we get to Game of Thrones. I have a lot to say.
Oh.
And if people checked out my social media earlier, they know I am ready for this.
I'm certainly ready, man, because it's just a lot of shit has gone down with this season already, man. We are basically, if you look at it, Chris, we're basically like one episode away from the series ending.
Yeah, we're down to the one fall.
One fall.
Because I tell you what, it's one fall to the finish, and it's going to be insane. People have no idea what they're in for.
They don't. They have no idea what they're in for, because with everything that's gone on that's led up to this point in Game of Thrones, I mean, if you go back to the beginning and watch each of the characters that's made it this far, their journey, it's been one hell of a ride. It has been one hell of a ride. And a lot of the characters that I thought would make it end up dying. Like, for instance, Robb Stark. I knew he was a fan favorite from, like, the early beginning, you know? Like, people who didn't know books knew, you know?
Well, if there's anything we've learned about Game of Thrones, it's the very, very simple fact is you cannot get attached to anybody. I learned my lesson season 1. I love Ned Stark. Thought he was a great character. And the next thing you know, there goes his head. And from there on, I had to learn that there is no way I can get emotionally attached to anybody, because they're going to end up dead. Just like with what happened in this past week's episode, a lot of people were like, oh, I hated the way they killed Cersei. Well, guess what? Also forgot to mention, spoiler alert, if you have not seen this week's episode, you are living in the dark ages. If you have a cell phone, you can go download this amazing app called HBO Go. Go watch the damn episode, because you are missing out. So, at the end of the day, though, with them killing Cersei, they're like, oh, well, I would have rather had her stabbed or, attacked. And it's like, well, that's cool, but think about it. Cersei died terrified, knowing she was going to die, that her child was going to die, that Jaime was going to die with her, and no one else was there, and all of her children are dead. So everything she did was for nothing, and she now had to live with that fact while the Red Keep came down on top of her. I feel like that is like the best way for her to die, just because at the end of the day, it would have been awesome to see her get killed by like Arya or something, but her going out like that I feel like was justice, because she knew it. She knew it was coming, and there was nothing she could do about it.
No, there's nothing that she could do about it, because everything that she's done led her up to this point. And what got me was the fact that when the city was blazing on fire, fucking just burning down, she's sitting there, and she's still telling her hand that she wants an Iron Fleet to come in. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
The fucking Iron Fleet's burning behind you, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And she's sitting there, and it's like, what do you think was going to happen? This dragon you're seeing is destroying everything, which we'll get to that reasoning in a moment, because a lot of people have been complaining about that.
Yeah.
But it's just mind-boggling that people are even complaining about how this season has been. Like, seriously, like you were telling me earlier, let's go ahead and tell the masses what is now transpiring.
Yeah, it was right today, okay? I jumped on Twitter when I got home, and the thing that was trending was Game of Thrones petition to remake Season 8. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Utterly. You know why? Because at the end of the day, what kills me about the whole thing is the fact that people are so selfish that they feel that, oh, well, I don't like how this season is going. They need to remake it just because I don't like it. Well, too bad. Why don't you put on your big boy britches or your big girl britches and realize the fact that you can't bully these creators into making something because it's how you think it should be.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, go ahead, go get your degree in film or in any type of TV broadcasting, whatever, and go make it yourself. You go direct it. You go shoot it. You go write the show. If you think you can do it better, go do it better.
Yeah, exactly. It just blew my mind that people are whining and shit. Go drink some more soy milk and go piss in your diaper. Be a little baby there, Congratulations.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, congratulations. The human race has hit a lower stupidity than what we can imagine. Even the freaking Night King would fall himself back and ask Arya, give me the fucking knife, and kill himself again over this.
Because I don't like it.
Yeah. They don't like it.
It's totally ridiculous. Because you know what? Like, people were complaining about the Battle of Winterfell. Guess what? They're like, oh, it's too dark. It's a nighttime battle. What do you want? You're fighting against the undead, against the Night King. Night is literally in his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to bring the endless night. Come on now. There's a theme here.
Yeah.
They've been talking about this for a while. You guys should have kind of expected, hey, it might be kind of dark outside when this happens.
Exactly.
Night King ain't gonna fight in the sunshine.
No. Now, what got me about this, Chris, was that so far, the first 2 episodes, people are like, it's boring. There's no.
Or they're saying it doesn't make sense.
What's happening? It's like
open your eyes.
Yeah, exactly. People are spending their last moment, which may be their last moments alive.
For most.
Yeah, for most. They may be spending their last moments, and it's basically an insight on how people are spending their last moments. I liked how Jaime and Brianna and Tyrion were all in the... who? Brienne. Okay. We're all in there in the hall, drinking, having a good time. You got what's his name from the Wildling that has like a big man crush.
Oh, you're talking about Tormund.
Tormund, yeah. And then
trust me, I'm an Uber fan, so people can't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I am like a diehard fan.
And who else was in the hall with them? What they were all sitting there drinking and stuff, and this is where Jaime knighted knighted her. That was
Oh, you're talking about when they had it was Tyrion and Jaime. They had Tormund. I believe Sir Davos was there.
yes.
Davos of the Blackwater. He had come in and actually I turned down a drink until he saw Tormund drink, and he's like, "Yeah, maybe I should have a drink."
Yeah.
And then Brienne gets knighted, which I thought was really cool. But I really feel like that was literally Tormund and Jaime just upstaging one another until they could, feel like, hey, maybe I'm closer to being able to get in bed with her than you are. So,
Yeah.
but hey, you know what? Give it to Tormund, even though he was sad that he got shot down. He was a man about it,
Yeah. He was.
and he didn't pursue. When he was told no, he stopped.
Yes, he did.
Good man.
He did. I love the line
is.
where he's like, I am so strong. He's like, I killed a giant, and I crawled in bed with his white woman, and I sucked on her tit. Giant's been okay. I love the memes that came out over that, man.
What they call him, Giant's Bane. That was funny. But you know what? Looking at it all, a lot of people have been complaining about it all, and I feel it's baseless. It comes from a selfish nature. A lot of people weren't happy with how Daenerys ended up while the bells are tolling for the surrender. She's sitting there on top of Drogon, looking at the Red Keep, and what does she do? She breaks and starts killing everyone. And again, if you don't know, sorry, spoiler alert, you should have seen this coming, because you know why. The simple fact is they've been hinting at this since season 1. She said she will bring fire and blood to get what she deserves and what is hers, and she'll do it however she needs to.
She said that.
And then she did it.
Yes, she did. She basically said that she was going to, even back from season 1 and 2, she was going to bring hellfire and brimstone. And and her main drive was getting to the throne. That's what she wanted to do. She's going to the throne, and that's what she's going to do. She's going to take it. She's going to kill and destroy anybody. Okay? Plain as fucking day. Stevie Wonder could have seen this shit. Okay? But, I mean, seriously, man. Seriously. But, when it comes down to it, she did exactly what she said she was going to do, and everything foreshadowed to it. Even when she was in the east, over on the east side over there, across the sea. Yeah, when she was over there, what she did with that kingdom and stuff and liberated them, and how she did the people there. She freaking freed them, and she fucking killed people. And
what's funny too is that when they had approached Karth, I think this is back in like season 2 or 3, when they approached Karth and literally told, I think it was the 13 masters, 12 masters, whatever it was, that she will bring blood and fire upon them if they turned her away.
Yeah. I'm
just saying, if you're just gonna threaten them randomly over here, why are you not gonna actually use the tactics you just listed while trying to achieve your ultimate goal?
Yeah, exactly.
But there is reasoning to why she destroyed the Red Keep.
Why's that?
And why she destroyed the Red Keep is because if she can't have the Red Keep, no one will have the Red Keep.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that part there. I liked how they basically was like they didn't put the scorpions on top of there, and scorpions is what they use to kill dragons with. They made all.
Saw a lot of memes about that too.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you want to put some scorpions on top of the Red Keep? Nah,
nah, no need for that.
Yeah,
but you know what? I'm gonna call it now. And spoiler alert: John's gonna have to kill Dany.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's your prediction right there. That's your prediction.
It's going to have to happen because, he had 99 problems, but a chick wasn't one, and then she went and burned the entirety of King's Landing, and now he has 100 problems. So
now I'm trying to think of his name. The bald guy that got burned to death. What the hell was his name? Tiberius? Varys. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Varys basically said that Jon is the rightful ruler on the throne. He should be on the throne.
He is.
And Tyrion,
well, not even just that. He thought he would be the better ruler too.
Yeah. Because he's seen how Daenerys is. He's seen how everything that she's done and what she's capable of, and it feared him.
Absolutely.
And when coming out and finding out information about Jon, go with John because he is basically a hero to the people. He is someone.
Well, not even just that. He's honorable. He follows through on his word. He's not someone who's going to lie. He couldn't even lie when talking to Cersei to try to get the Alliance to fight, the White Walkers and the Dead and the Night King. So, at the end of the day, they knew that Jon would be an honorable ruler, or what his real name is, Aegon Targaryen. And, honestly, if you don't know that, spoiler alert, you should have caught up by now. Go watch it now.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one thing I want to ask you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, how many books? I want to talk about the books with you. You've read the books. I want to. I
have not read the books.
You have not read the books? I
have not read the books.
Oh, damn! Because
Goose Hagen.
From what I understand, they've already surpassed the books.
Well, yeah. The books ended with the death of Jon Snow the first time.
Oh, okay. So the rest of season 7 and now is basically what HBO
actually it's like season 6, 7, and 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. And George R.R. Martin plans on coming out with more books that finish the story, and has already publicly said that the storyline for the books are going to be different. And that's another thing too. A lot of people don't realize, even though George R.R. Martin was a part of this project, he was not as much involved because of creative differences with season 8, and apparently also parts of season 7. However, the thing I look at is that a good story is still a good story, and it's not a book he wrote yet, so they have to do something. And I feel like with what they've done, some of it I felt was eventually going to happen, and they showed multiple signs of it. Like, perfect example, a lot of people freaking out about the fact that Dany burnt, half of King's Landing and destroyed the Red Keep. A lot of people were like, oh, that's horrible. Why do you know that?
Yeah.
The reason they did that, and they alluded to it all along, is the Targaryen history. She's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
It only makes sense. They say when a Targaryen is born, they flip a coin and it'd be 50-50 shot if they're going to be mad or not.
Yeah.
Odds were not in her favor, really, when you think about it. So, and then you think about it, everything was great when she was in Essos, when she was going through Butcher's Bay and Marine and, getting a hold of the Dothraki and all that, and having them follow her when she was able to get her dragons. All that, and Karth, all of it, helped lead her to being the ruler of Marine and actually being a ruler and being somewhat happy. But then she comes over, leaves behind the Second Sons, which still have not popped up yet, which I think they could.
Yeah.
Ends up coming over, loses Jorah, loses Missandei, and now you got Grey Worm being all crazy, suicidal, Superman battler warrior. The love of her life is pushing her away. You have Tyrion who keeps effing up. You just killed Varys.
Yeah.
Who does she have around her that she can trust anymore? She has nobody left.
Really, nobody. She really don't have anybody that she can trust.
So her going crazy makes total sense because she has nothing left around her. Everything, she's losing it all, and now finds out Jon is Aegon Targaryen, true heir to the Iron Throne in the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah. I mean, that right there. And she even said to Jon, I want to go back to the way things were, how he loved her, but he's such a noble guy. He can't do it. He cannot do it.
But you know what he fails on himself is the fact that he put his trust in the wrong people, I feel like. Sansa was going to say something no matter what, and he should have seen that coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From a mile away.
Yeah. He didn't see that coming. But like Ari, you didn't really get a response from her, man, You didn't really get a response from her about, like how she took it and stuff. I mean, she basically was like, you know what, I'm going to go fucking kill Cersei.
Just like that.
Yeah, I'm going to kill Cersei and the Hound. Dude, the Hound versus the Mountain. I loved that.
That was awesome.
That was freaking great. He's like, why don't you fucking die?
I love that he's like getting choked out and he's like trying to kill him and like just stabbing him and stabbing him and stabbing him and stabbing him. And he's just like starts laughing and he's just like, come on, dude. Like, really? That is great.
I know. That was a great showdown. A lot of people love that. They loved.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they were waiting for. That's one thing they actually people were waiting for. The fight on that. Nothing bad was said about that. But I knew when the Hound was going to face his brother. My thought and stuff was when the Hound was going to face his brother, when he's going to face the Mountain, it's going to end one way. One of them is going to kill each other. But it was surprising to me that he ended up killing him and his brother at the same time, because that was basically the only way to do it.
Yeah, you ain't lying. And that's the thing, is that the Hound lived for that moment all his life to get that revenge. But that's also how he was able to help Arya. And people have complained about this as well. That the fact that all the Hound had to do was say a few simple words, and next thing you know, Arya's just like all good and like actually has some type of humility and decides not to go kill Cersei. But people, if you really dig into it, like really think about this, not only has Arya been plotting revenge since he was a little girl and lost Ned and ended up losing her sword instructor from Braavos.
Yes.
She has had a hard time, and then she ended up latching with the Hound. She trusts the Hound.
Yeah.
She admires the Hound. That is why she took those words so seriously, because you know what? Think about it. All she's been living for is revenge. Is she going to live her life like that?
Right.
Like the Hound has? You see that the Hound has lived that way. That's all he's cared about. Does not really shared it with anybody, and went on to go fulfill that and died. Come on. So it makes sense that words from him of being like, hey, don't do what I'm doing because this is all you're going to get. And if you continue on, you're going to die here today.
What I think happened was at that moment when he did say that, she realized, because the environment and everything is going on, it's saying you're going to do one thing is one thing, but actually doing it is another. And I think she made that choice where I want to live. I want to be able to see my brothers. I want to see my sister. And she's went down a pretty damn dark path. I mean, even the Lady in Red said it.
Very true.
Yeah, the Lady in Red said that. And I'm sure people were pissed about that too, because the Lady in Red, she basically died. Oh, she died. It's like, fucking get over it, bitch.
Yeah, Melisandre, she wanted to die. She knew that she had to die in Westeros, so what better way than to do it while doing everything she can, using her powers to help them win this battle against the undead, and that's all she was there for. Everything that she did surrounded the prophecies. But here's another thing too, and this is something I really need to get off my chest, is the fact that so many people have invested in all the prophecies that you saw or read in the books, or ones that were mentioned earlier in the show. The thing is, these are just prophecies. It does not make them concrete. It's just like having any kind of myth or legend that you see that we have in today's world. So having in a mythical world, even more so, should put over the fact that at the end of the day, prophecies can be very, very wrong or even misinterpreted. Like the Zora High prophecy. All these things that people put so much weight into, now they're not working out. Well, guess what? It's because maybe it was crap. Or maybe it was used to be able to mislead you, to make you pay attention in one place while they're doing something else over here. Or because you feel like you can rely upon it to try and predict the outcome like everybody is doing. But now you're wrong. Because prophecy was crap. Yeah, exactly. Like how the Lady in Red told Ari, it's like you're gonna have. She even said this to her during all the chaos and stuff during episode 3. You said I was gonna have brown eyes. She said I was gonna have green eyes, and she said you're gonna have blue eyes. And what do we say to the god of death? Not today. And she changed it. She fucking changed that, man. That's what I liked about it. And everyone was all cheering and all happy for the Night King getting killed by Ari. That was fucking great. I feel that Theo Greyjoy came full circle redemption, man. He ended up dying. Yeah, he died as a hero, man. He died the way he was meant to, because think about it. They had this huge plan to be able to try and get the Night King in a position to be able to do something. And the one person who made the ultimate sacrifice, who really did everything, was being able to stall the Night King enough for Arya to be able to get in position to kill the Night King. Now, does Theon know that was happening or not? Probably not. But at the end of the day, everything him and the Ironborn did to protect Bran was the ultimate sacrifice, and is why Bran is alive and why they won this battle.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. It definitely is. And I love the episode. Okay, I loved it. I loved the bloodshed and everything.
Oh, I did too.
I love the little girl that basically when the giant came in, that was fucking great. Like,
oh yes, Miss little lady. What's her name? I can't even remember now.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Who's
of all the
cousin-
characters, I can't remember her name.
Whose cousin is that? Whose
Lady
cousin was
Mormont.
she?
It is Jorah Mormont's cousin.
Cousin.
That's how I can remember it.
Yeah.
Yes, little Lady Mormont.
Yeah, he was wanting her to go down in the crypt. It's like, go down to the crypt, you'll be safe. No, I'm going to fight this battle. And then when that giant came in, just like slapped her, and then she got up screaming. And you know what? I'd say if she did survive that giant, she would have been crippled for life because he cracked her back. You know.
Yeah,
But-
and you hear it. And that's another thing people complained about, where it's like, oh, well, there's no way she would have been able to do that. It's like, you don't know. She is a hard-ass freaking leader of her house. Like,
is.
she's not going to take your crap.
Fuck
So,
no, man. She ain't gonna take shit.
You going to break my back? Ha, 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 ha.
I know. She stabbed that giant in the eye, man. That was fucking great. That was fucking
Yeah, that was
great.
great.
That was great. And then, of course, what's his name ended up going out, protecting Daenerys till his last. Jorah.
Yeah, Jorah Mormont. And you know what's great about that is that he went out the way that he would have wanted to have gone out, and that is protecting Daenerys Stormborn.
Yep. He did. He went out like that, and that was just, you know. And then what about the guy that came back like the Hound was joking with him? He said, I'm gonna throw you off this fucking ledge here, and you're gonna come back for the 999 time, and I'm gonna do it again. And he served his purpose protecting Arya. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That guy. So many deaths in that episode. But episode
Yeah, there's
4,
a lot of deaths. And honestly, there's been a lot of deaths throughout this season.
Yeah.
So,
That's people.
even looking like Missandei getting captured and killed. We had another dragon go down. Again, if you don't know any about any of this, spoiler alert, you better catch up. Go get HBO Go. Go
Yeah.
watch it. What are you doing? Ridiculous.
It
So
is.
at the end of the day, though, having all these different characters go down, and now you have Huron even dead. You know, it's funny. I loved how Huron went out, because he went out trying to convince himself that he's the man, like he always does. And I thought that played so well to his character, because he's the man that killed Jaime Lannister, even though he really didn't. The Red Keep did.
I know. I couldn't stand his ass, man. I couldn't stand him. He's one guy
I loved it.
not freaking stand.
He's a great heel.
Yeah, he definitely was a great heel. I was hoping when Daenerys came through and was fucking wiping out the boats and he flew off, I'm like, great. And then all of a sudden when Jaime's coming up around, he's like, Jaime Lannister. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really?
How is this guy still alive?
Fuck.
Why are you here?
Die. Jamie's like, he's like, we gotta protect, and he's just starts beating Jaime down. I like that. I like it when they're fighting and Jaime had, his hand. He's like, boom, right in the neck, and he's like,
Yeah, that was great.
And then fucking Jamie's laying there dying, and I think what motivated him to get up and fight was when he said, you fight good for a cripple. It's like, fuck you.
Oh, too good. But man, I tell you what though, this has been entertaining stuff, and for people who are saying that this is crap and they don't like it, like you're entitled to your opinion. You can not like it, that's fine. But to try and really trash it, try and say it's horrible, and go to the point of starting a petition, guess what? There's other people around here who liked this show and who actually enjoy this season, because at the end of the day, all this is entertainment. So you're obviously investing way too much into it, even though I probably know every little facet of it. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
They are able to make it make sense. If you don't think it makes sense, sorry. Maybe go back and rewatch it. Maybe you'll find out the little details that you missed.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to put up right here on the window here. I want to do a window capture. Okay.
Oh snap! Look at you go.
Yep. That's
You're
what I'm
getting
gonna-
fancy.
Yeah, I am. Because I'm on Twitter right now, Chris, and you got to read. You got to. I want to share and show people the responses about people bitching about Game of Thrones, because now these people that started this little petition, well, guess what? You got people coming back on your ass now. So, you know what? You play with fire, you burn. You burn, man. And this is a backlash I think these crybabies need, you know. I think they do, because the ones who drink giant's milk are coming.
Those are the ones who live.
Yes, those are the ones who live. Yeah, those are
That's right. Got to post stuff to Instagram. Having fun with this.
All right, let me go ahead and we're going to take a break. We want to give a shout out to the sponsors of Podcast City Network.
The following support and sponsor Podcast City Network. City Limits Tap Room, sports bar in DeLand, Florida, has brew on tap, serve food, the grilled cheese is excellent. For upcoming events, check out City Limits Tap Room on Facebook.com/City Limits Tap Room. Morph Tee, a comfortable and lightweight 100% polyester t-shirt with illustrated morph characters that, when worn, will make the illustrations seem to come to life. For more of Tony Rodriguez's work, you can see his full line of apparel at teespring.com. Sports Sanity Customs have worked with organizations from custom embroidering polo shirts to jerseys for your kids' baseball team. They do it all. Armed with state-of-the-art equipment and an in-house design team, they are equipped to take on your next project. Visit their website to learn more, sportsanitycustoms.com. Visit Sports Sanity Customs on Facebook.com/SportsSanityCustoms. 3Count Design offers a wide range of graphic design products, video, photography and other forms of media. Everything from t-shirt designs to websites. Visit Facebook.com/3CountDesign for more. Demo Blast Studios, an explosion of imagination. Original artwork, podcasts, video, apparel and more. Visit DemoBlastStudios.com. Visit Demoblast Studios on Facebook.com/Demoblast Studios, the best family entertainment pro wrestling show in the state of Kentucky. Kentucky's Own Wrestling brings quality family vintage wrestling to a town near you. Kentucky's Own Wrestling offers a ladies division in wrestling and a training school. Kentucky's Own Wrestling is the current longest running Southern promotion. Visit Facebook.com/Somerset Kentucky's Own Wrestling. All supporters and sponsors are brought to you by Podcast City Network.
You're listening to the Everett Lee Show.
What I like about this right here, okay? You got this person right here with that gift that you see of Daenerys. He says, "Facts matter," at FactsMatter17. These thousands of Game of Thrones fans whining about hashtag Season 8 haven't been paying attention for the last 7 seasons. Dany was always going to be the hashtag Mad Queen. Of course. Of course. And then I love this one here. Me when I see thousands of Game of Thrones trending. Lots of cunts. Oh my God. It's great. I mean, just all these people. Thousands of Game of Thrones fans unable to process the idea that a white woman traveler from the West with a caravan of trauma survivors in order to liberate the West using the same fear tactics she used on her journey. Shocker. What do you think about that, man?
Wow, that is crazy.
I'm going to like that one and retweet that. That was just great. That was great. Pipe down now. The fact that thousands of Game of Thrones fans is trending is beyond me. I'm not thrilled with the end of this season, but it's not that deep. Okay. All right. Butthurt fans competing to see who's saltiest about Season 8. And then Theo.
Yeah, for real.
I claim the Salt Throne. Yeah. Thousands of Game of Thrones fans are loving this season. Thank you. That's just, yeah. Of course, what's his name? The author said right here in this GIF here, my biggest dream was to ruin the lives of the readers and crush their souls. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I get it. It's ridiculous.
You know what's crazy to me? This is the big thing, excuse me,
Yeah.
is that the creators even came out and said, listen, sorry if you guys don't like it, but, this is how it is. And I feel glad that they're standing by it. I worry that if more people were to give in to these people that start petitioning against shows because they don't like how they're running or how they're going, it becomes a slippery slope because you get the Mass Effect effect.
Yeah.
And that is when Mass Effect 3 came out, people were aggravated because they didn't like the ending. And then the creators of Mass Effect, which I believe was BioWare and EA, went back and put in a new ending to appease everybody. That's ridiculous.
It is
absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
Also, like when you had people who had backlash with the Sonic thing, when Sonic the Hedgehog dropped, and people hated that. That, on the other hand, I felt was warranted.
Yeah.
Just because the character looked nothing like Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't feel, but then again, it could have been a PR move too. A lot of people believe that. So who knows?
To get attention on it, because I watched the trailer.
Exactly.
I thought the trailer sucked, and Jim Carrey to me is not funny like he used to be back in the day. Jim Carrey used to be funny, and he still uses the same schnick. It's just I'm not laughing anymore. I'm not laughing anymore. But I'm laughing now.
I'm laughing at you not laughing.
I'm not laughing no more.
You're not laughing.
No.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Well,
I'm too entertaining, I know.
I know. It's a shot of entertainment to the head. But now, damn, I want to say this. Okay, let me pull this from Conan. Yo, let me speak on this.
Let me speak on this.
Yeah, let me speak on this. What I basically have to say about what's been going on with people wanting a remake, wanting to start a petition because they're not happy with how this is. Should we go back and let's start a petition for TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I didn't like how that ended. Sunnydale fell into the hellmouth. I did not like that. Let's start a petition over that. Let's start a petition over how Angel ended. It just ended on a high note.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Let's. Hey, I want to start a petition on how the Bob Newhart show ended. I did not like that. I want to start a petition over that. You see where I'm going with this? I don't like how Frasier ended.
Well, here's another thing too. If you look at it, like all these people wanting all these remakes, they understand this costs money.
Yeah.
Each episode of season 6 cost roughly $15 million per episode.
Exactly.
Some a little extra. They said just the rough estimate was $90 to $100 million. That's a tenth of $1 billion they spent to make this season, and it was only 6 episodes.
Yes.
So who's going to pony up that dough?
Exactly. Here. You want season 8 to be redone? Here's what you do. Okay? You whiny ass bitches whining about fucking Game of Thrones season 8. You want it reshot? Here's what you do. You go on GoFundMe, Indiegogo. You raise the amount of money that Chris Carnage just mentioned. You raise that
again, which is $90 to $100 million.
Yeah, you do that. You start your little funding. You start your little campaign. Okay, you get that money in. As soon as you hit that amount, then take your ass to where they film location at. Get yourself a film crew. Basically, pay for the extras, for the crew. Pay for the actors,
all the set designers, the directors, the everything.
Yeah, pay for all that shit. Okay.
Remember, this isn't ELS Uncut.
Yeah,
we got to keep it reeled in.
Yeah. Basically, just you want it reshot, do all that, reshoot it, and then you go and you distribute it with promotions, with film company distribution. You do all that, and then you got your little remade little season 8 right there, and you could tuck it underneath your pillow and you could sleep on it at night because you know you did the right thing, because everyone is a winner. I'm done, Chris. I'm done.
Oh man, but Game of Thrones. But you know what? No matter what, though, it's going to end epically. It's going to be very exciting. I am very pumped for it. I think a lot of crazy things are going to happen. It is somewhat unpredictable given everything that's happening. I don't know what Arya is going to do at this point. I think Arya might try to make an attempt on Dany's life. I think Jon might make an attempt on Dany's life. I think everybody might make an attempt on her life because that baby crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I predict that once she takes the throne, Daenerys is going to take the throne, and the people are basically going to be wanting her out of there. It's like, you destroyed her city.
ASAP. Yeah,
I've come to liberate you. Get the fuck out. That's basically what's going to happen. You're against me? To Calais. You know, and then here comes Arya. She's going to have to kill her. Okay.
It's going to be another probably from behind jump.
Yeah.
She's going to get her jump man on.
Yeah. Live action stunt. But
right.
What I predict is she's going to get killed. Jon is going to look at the throne, and Tyrion's going to say, it's yours. Jon is going to basically say, I'm going back north. He's gonna put someone in the throne, and he's gonna go back up north, and that's where he's gonna go. That's how the show's gonna end on a soprano note. The last shot of the series, you're gonna see Jon going back to Castle Black and going beyond the wall, and he's gonna disappear into the wilderness. That's my prediction. And the show's gonna end like that, and then people's gonna lose their shit.
Man, honestly, I could see that happening, and I could see a lot of people filling in on the Iron Throne. But
yeah.
King's Landing's destroyed. The Red Keep is pretty much destroyed. Like, I'm very interested to see how it's going to go. And they gave us nothing in the episode preview. All they really showed was the backside of Dany and a bunch of troops in front of her. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how all this works out.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I wouldn't want King's Landing either. It's burnt. It's burnt to the ground. I wouldn't want it either.
Yeah.
Not want it either.
Yeah, that thing is done.
Yeah.
Extra crispy.
It is. Extra crispy. You won't believe who's calling me right now on my phone. I'm looking at my phone here.
Who is it? It ain't me.
The true master of wrestling ring music, Hurricane JJ McGuire, just called me.
Oh snap!
Yep. I want to mention this. We're done with game. You done with Game of Thrones? Because I'm done.
Oh, I'm done with Game of Thrones. I've said my piece.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say this. You're gonna watch the week after the series ends for the documentary. I want to see how they did all this stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always interesting because we've done a lot of things in film and production, so it only makes sense. I love that kind of stuff.
I do too.
Might get a couple ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one thing about Hurricane JJ McGuire, I was talking with him. He's a good guy, man. The true master of wrestling ring music. He produced so many themes for WWE and WWF that it's unreal. I mean, everything from Hulk Hogan to Coco Beware to the Big Boss Man to Demolition, him and Jimmy Hart mouth this out. Well, I was talking with him last night. I was having a good conversation with him and stuff. And Deathmatch Russell on the chat, he said he wasn't calling me.
You know, it's funny. I almost said, is it David?
David.
I almost said it, but I didn't. I was like, no, it might not be David. David's watching the show.
I love that. They got me. He wasn't calling me. Oh God, David, you're great.
We
man.
love you, David.
We do. Because he was talking to me, that's why he wasn't calling you. But he shared something with me, Chris. I gotta share people viewing and people who's gonna listen to this audio portion of this podcast.
Is this a you heard it here first?
Yes, it is. The true master of wrestling ring music has basically created a theme for AEW's Cody. And he let me hear it last night.
Ooh.
He's trying to get in contact with him, and he let me hear it. Let me just say that it's not your basically basic rock and rager that will bang your head like any other theme. Have you noticed that a lot of themes now are rock?
Kind of generic. Just like generic rock.
Mm-hmm. Generic rock. This theme sounded great, and it's something that the fans, when they hear it, they can actually they can participate and sing the song too. Yeah. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I want to say, JJ, I hope you contact Mr. Rhodes, Mr. Cody Rhodes in AEW, and he hears the song. And if Cody Rhodes passes this up, you're missing an opportunity, because you're don't pass up a theme song that this man has made for you, because this is the same guy who made a great theme, one of the greatest themes in WWF for the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, your father.
Dusty Rhodes.
That's right, Dusty Rhodes. And speaking of Cody, Chris, AEW has a TV deal finally.
Oh, yes, they do. And man, this is interesting, because I think the stars are going to align for a battle between AEW and WWE.
It is. It is, because a lot of stuff that's happening, and a lot of people have mentioned, they said for quite a while, AEW is going to have a TV deal. And it was announced this morning. That AEW is having a television deal. And I'm going to pull this up right here. I'm going to pull it up, and let me screen capture it right here. There you go. On the New York Post right there, reports that AEW, All Elite Wrestling, has landed a TV deal. And it's WWE competition, has competition now. I don't understand this, because if you read the story here, that AEW or WWE has competition now, they basically said they're going to be, rumor is they're going to be on Tuesday nights, okay? They're going to be on Tuesday nights.
The big rumor.
But, however, SmackDown is on Tuesday nights, but not for long, because in October they're going to be moving to Friday nights because of the deal that WWE did with Fox Sports. They're going to be on Fox Sports 1s on Friday nights. Now, this will be the first time that wrestling has appeared on TNT since the WCW Monday Nitro final, March 26, 2001. And, you know, it officially puts AEW in the competition for WWE primetime television ratings. And this is something that fans wanted. But also, what's cool about it is, we talked about it, that B&R Live, you'll be able to watch the Double or Nothing pay-per-view on May 25th. And
that's right. Bleacher Report Live.
Mm-hmm. It will cost you a total of $49.99 in the U.S. and Canada, according to the Twitter from the BR Live support. And the event can be seen in the UK on ITV. In addition, Double or Nothing hour-long pre-show will stream on Warner Media and AEW social media channels. Now, Chris, let me ask you, man. AEW, what do you think? I'm excited about this, but the one thing that worries me about this is that it's, you know how when Ring of Honor was on Destination America and people were all jumping for joy about that, and it's like, it's just wrestling. They're not changing or reinventing the wheel. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, that's the thing with this whole situation. AEW is trying to really be the alternative to the WWE, and in a true sense, ROH was only falling short because it still was an indie promotion that was kind of resting on its laurels of having greats such as Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Claudio. We're talking all these great guys that really came through and changed the landscape of independent professional wrestling. And ROH only fell short because it didn't really have the far-reaching effect that a WWE does, that even a New Japan Pro Wrestling does. And that's why it fell short. However, AEW is featuring the best of the best outside of WWE. Mm-hmm. This is a collaborative effort of many different talents, and with an approach that they said was, quote, less scripted, soapy drama, and more athleticism and real sports analytics, bringing a legitimacy to wrestling, which to me tells me this is going to be very high action, high paced, very wrestling based entertainment. That's going to be what we were used to back in the day. That was more, yeah, I'm better than you, and I want your championship. You're going to see a lot of that, and they're going to be tracking apparently, wins, losses, all that, to have the analytical side of this. Mm-hmm. So with all that, and because they have the financial backing of Tony Khan and the Khans, who are worth more than Vince McMahon, I feel that they are in a position to be able to make things happen. And they're getting a primetime slot with TNT. They do already have trademarked Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Yes.
So that's one thing to keep in mind. A lot of people think that might be what they're using. And this announcement only comes 10 days before Double or Nothing, which will be at the MGM Grand out in Las Vegas on May 25th. So with that, now you get the TNT deal. Now AEW can play ball.
They can. They definitely can play ball. I am looking for, with the roster of people they have already signed for the promotion. It's amazing because you have Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, you have Pac, you have Cody, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, and SoCal Uncensored. You have so much great talent right there, and they even signed the first transgender wrestler to their promotion too. And
look at that, already breaking down walls.
Yeah, they're breaking down walls. They're already breaking down walls. And they've already reached out to Luke Perry's son, Jungle Boy, about signing to AEW. I haven't watched it yet, but Chris, I want to go back and watch it. The excuse me, the show on YouTube of AEW, The Road to Double or Nothing. I want to watch that right there. It's almost like to be an Elite series. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But listen to this whole thing. I'm actually looking at the roster, the full roster currently of All Elite Wrestling. And it's crazy when you look down the list. You have Adam Page, Angelico, Jericho. You have Christopher Daniels, amazing wrestler. Chuck Taylor, Sema, Cody Rhodes, obviously. Darby Allin, Phoenix of the Lucha Brothers, Frankie Kazarian, Jack Evans, Jimmy Havoc, Joey Janela, Jungle Boy, Kenny Omega, obviously, Kip Sabian, Matt Jackson, MJF, Michael Nakazawa, Nick Jackson. Obviously, we mentioned MJF, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, Young Bucks, obviously, Pac, Penta L0M, Peter Avalon, Sammy Guevara, Scorpion Sky, Sonny Kiss, Trent Beretta. Like, they have a stacked roster of amazing independent talent, and that's not even talking about their women's division. So it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And the women's division, they only currently have 9 talent announced, with Ali, Bae Priestley, of course, Brandy Rhodes, Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, Kylie Ray, Leva Bates, Nyla Rose, and Penelope Ford. That's all they have right now. So we do hopefully expect them to expand that division a little bit more as they go forward. But honestly, when you look at some of the people that are involved, you want to know who their broadcast team is? Alex Marvez, Excalibur, Conrad Thompson, and Jim Ross. Come on.
It's they get it.
Oh, and just recently announced, Earl Hebner also just signed with AEW.
That's so much talent, man. It's
And who's the coaches here? Billy Gunn and the amazing Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, and Chris, if you actually look, there's breaking news right now. David just sent me this. David C. Russell of Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Apparently, AEW has just signed a new talent.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they did. You watching this on Twitch?
I am.
Okay, well, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your new signee for AEW. Dun, dun, dun.
On video delay. Wow. Oh my goodness. You better get a hold of JJ. JJ needs to make your theme ASAP. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, seriously though, this TV deal though is going to be amazing for them. It's going to be really great stuff. Going to be airing on TNT in prime time, and it all kicks off on Bleacher Report Live with Double or Nothing, May 25th. So definitely check it out. It's in 10 days. I'm really excited, and hopefully we'll have some good news about some future events involving AEW.
Yeah, I hope so
Hopefully.
too, man. Hopefully we will. Hopefully we will. Now, June 29th, right here in Daytona Beach at the Ocean Center, AEW and CEO Gaming will be having a event. They had it last year. Remember that?
Yep, it's going to be the 2019 CEO Fighting Championships. It's going to be all the gaming fighting games having championships, whether it be Smash Brothers, Tekken, Soul Calibur, whatever the game may be. It's probably going to be here. And they'll also be having an AEW event running concurrent, both of which will be running at the Ocean Center. So it's going to be a great time. That's going to be June 28th, 29th, and 30th. So definitely make sure you go check it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up here. Right here. Let's see. I can already, yeah, it looks like my wife has been looking at tickets and stuff. But yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because it already showed that it was on here. I'm going to screen capture this right here for everyone right there. This is basically what I'll be going to. I know Chris will be going to right there. AEW and CEO Gaming partnering up for Daytona Beach show on 6/29 right there at the Ocean Center. I went to it last year with Ring of Honor or New Japan. It was New Japan and CEO Fighting Game Championship, which was great. I got to saw wrestling, some video game. It was just fucking fantastic, man. It was just great. But
oh
yeah, like you just said right there, everything you just said right here on the screen and listening. June 29th, right here in Daytona Beach at the Ocean Center. And hopefully Daytona don't make asses out of themselves like they did last year. Remember that? It was all in the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible, man. That was just freaking horrible how the city of Daytona basically just made asses of themselves about this, you know?
Yeah, they definitely did, but, hopefully it'll be a different outcome this year.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that it will be a different outcome, because it's just what gets me. I mean, I know McShaft went off the deep end over this. Remember that last year?
Oh yeah.
He went off the deep end over it, man, because he basically was like, I can't, just all this stuff, how they're treating and stuff. But if you really look at it, Daytona Beach, they do cater more to the bike week, to the race fans, to the bike week fans than anything. And perfect example, I hate to throw this underneath the bus there, but Chris, when we had our first run of Podcast City Network t-shirts, you're like, let's get a certain type of shirts that we need and everything.
Not to name names,
but
yeah.
I went to this guy, and he's like, what's this? And it's like Podcast City Network. What's podcast? Podcast is something you can listen to and you can watch on the internet. What's the internet? And it's like, well, you got email, and it's like, It's like basically
The thing where you look in a box and it says things to you.
it's basically. I hate to use the metaphor. It's like basically handing giving a retard a hand grenade, tell him to go play in traffic. That's basically what I got out of it. So it was just crazy because people like that in Daytona, they cater to the bike weekend race fans. Something like this that could come into the town and generate better revenue is something that's unusual, and it's usually not accepted that well. But when it is, then at the end of the day, with the income that comes in, people are going to like it because it's like, hey, let's have them come back because it brings in more people. You're a tourist town, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
World's most famous beach.
Yeah, exactly. But, man, I'll tell you. Freaking AEW, that's going to be something to watch for in the fall. Next week, Game of Thrones ends, and the week after that, the documentary series on seeing how they did this last season is going to be fantastic. Love it or hate it and stuff. I want to mention, Chris, it's been a long time since you've actually been on the Everett Lee show. I was sitting there thinking back there. I've counted up the times. You've already made basically this right here would end up being your almost 20th appearance on the Everett Lee show.
That's not too shabby.
And you know what's funny? Your first appearance on the Everett Lee show 2 years ago was on episode 17. What episode is this?
I don't even know what we're up to now. 120 something?
127.
127.
Ain't that nuts? Is that not nuts, man?
Totally nuts.
Episode 17, and here we are, episode 127. How many episodes later? It's just crazy. The 50th episode is still my favorite, man. When you came over, 4th of July, the American edition.
Yeah. Episode 50, that one was great. The America edition.
American edition. We drank Yalings. We played with green screen. Well, actually, you did. That was just freaking fantastic. It's up on the YouTube, on the Everett Lee Show YouTube channel, if you ever want to check out the 50th episode, because you're going to love it, because it almost went 3 hours with us drinking and playing with green screen. And we had guests on, which basically you're a privilege to interview here just lately. You had Seven Kingdoms, Sabrina Cruz on the Chris Carnage show, man. Tell me about that.
Oh, man, that was crazy. You can go on the YouTube and check it out on the official Podcast City Network YouTube channel. Honestly, it was really great to sit down with them and talk about the new direction of the band, them bringing in Tyler McDaniels, the new bass player, a lot of the great new music that they have going on. They just recently took band picks, and now they're kind of going in this new direction, kind of like an 80s feel, and a little bit more hair to it and all that kind of stuff. So great sit down, got to talk about that. And they let me listen to some music, obviously off camera, and got to listen to a good number of the new tracks, and wow, it is amazing. So people definitely need to make sure they look out. They're going to have a Kickstarter that's going to be going up at some point here soon, so definitely make sure that you stay tuned with them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all that kind of stuff, and check out Seven Kingdoms and everything they have going on.
Nice. And I want to mention your other alter ego, Chris Wilson. Final score, man. God dang. I gotta congratulate you on now with Final Score. You're 14 episodes in, and now you're hitting over 100 downloads a week. What the hell, man? Tell me about that.
Yeah, stuff's getting really crazy, man. Final Score, we're available on so many platforms now. You can check out Final Score on Facebook and Twitter at PCN Final Score. Got so much going on. Check out our Podbean. All of our episodes are available for download. We just released our segmented, the segments of our most recent episode that we released, which was episode 12. So definitely make sure you go check it out. That way you can go check out your NBA, NHL playoff news, separate from your MLB and NFL news. So, and don't forget, give or go. So Yeah, Final Score's taking off. Check us out on Podbean, pcnfinalscore.podbean.com. You can also catch us on TuneIn, on Stitcher. What else are we on? Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes. I know I'm forgetting one in there somewhere, but yeah, man, we're all over the place, and it's been really fun, really exciting. Craig's great, and we just moved into a new studio, so moving on up. But I'm also gonna send you something here real quick because I actually just got some breaking news
Okay.
that I'd like for you to post in this. It's really crazy.
Yes.
I need you to check it out. We need to announce this to the masses.
Oh, snap. Oh, yes. Breaking news. Breaking news. That's right, man. This is some breaking news right here. Ladies and gentlemen, AEW has signed another new talent. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is your latest new talent signed to AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Right there, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That is right. All Elite. Hashtag All Elite. Get it.
That's right, man.
Oh, you gotta love it.
You gotta love Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast. Let's look at the chat right here. Those viewing right now, thank you for tuning in tonight, and those listening that will be listening to the audio portion of this podcast, thank you for listening. But right now on the Twitch chat here on Podcast City Network on Twitch right here on twitch.tv/Podcast City Network, I want to get some feedback here. Deathmatch Russell's been tearing up the chat tonight. He's been tearing it up, man. He said, yep, he's seen a lot of them. I don't know what he's talking about, though, but I still go back to it wasn't calling me chat there. But he said, sold out. Wow, good deal. Chris, you still haven't been on the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. And he wants to know what's up with that. He wants to know what's up with that. And he says, and soon, Chris Carnage at Deathmatch Wrestle podcast soon. LOL. Viewer blowing up as David. Yeah. Well, I guess with things going on and stuff, I know you've tried to schedule with him, and then some stuff has come up on his end or your end, and it's falling through here lately. The card's been stacked or whatever the hell. I don't know what's going on, but I'd love to see Chris Carnage go on Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and even Wrestle Podcast on part of the Podcast City Network, man. I definitely would love to see that. And I definitely would love to see you branch out there because I branched out pretty much all over the damn place, man, with the shows that we've had on Podcast City Network. With the Imaginarium, I've been on there, I think, about once or twice. I've been on there already. Wrestle Popcast. I've been on Deathmatch Wrestle's podcast. One group podcast that's part of the Podcast City Network that I have not been on, like their show, we've done stuff, but with like specials for Podcast City Network, is Super Radio Brothers.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, if you really do think about it,
they always ended up on our draft day.
Yeah, draft day. Rich just pounds them.
Oh yeah, he loved that draft day. They've been on it like 2 or 3 times. I think we're at 3 now.
Yeah. It actually, they were on ELS Uncut. No, they weren't on ELS Uncut. It was draft day. Was it the Everett? No, it was draft day. Or was it the Everett release show? I can't remember. I'm going to have to go back through the archives on my computer.
We've done too much. We've done so much. It's hard to keep track.
It has. My computer has so much damn audio and video. It's just blow your freaking mind. It definitely would. But I love the new shows that we have on, man. We're Best Friends podcast show with Hardcore Heather Owens and Jade. That's a great podcast. I love the Movie Nights podcast. I had them on just a while back ago, not too long ago. They're a great podcast to listen to, man. Talk about the movie industry and movies. And then, heck, it's just so much stuff has been great It has. But one thing I do want to mention is that here tomorrow night, let me pull it up here. But for like tomorrow night, man, if you're a fan of wrestling, you're definitely going to love this, because this will blow your socks off tomorrow night. Well, not literally, but you know what I'm talking about. Chris is sitting there just looking at his computer like, what? What's he talking about?
I'm doing all kinds of stuff right now. Don't mind me.
Well, if it load up on here, you love it how computers just take forever. Oh, there it is. They like to load up on things. It takes a while to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and blow this up here and share this with the masses, because if you're a wrestling fan, tomorrow night, right here on the Podcast City Network Twitch page, you want to be prepared for this right here. Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on Podcast City Network. We have the Deleted Wrestling Podcast, Money in the Bank prediction show with none other than Kentucky's own wrestling, the Chris Rose, will be on the podcast. And he will be talking about Money in the Bank and a lot much more tomorrow night on Podcast City Network, right here on Twitch for the Deleted Wrestling Podcast. So you've been warned. And plus, I'm sure Chris, I'm going to get his reaction tomorrow about him losing the KZW United States Championship. I'm pretty sure I'm going to, get his response there. What do you think about that? Did you see that up on Podcast City Network?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he basically, Chris Rose, this past weekend, he finally lost the KZW United States Championship to Crutch. And congratulations on Crutch.
It was stunning. Very stunning.
Yeah. David's blowing up my message thing. He said real quick, what the hell does he want to show me now? What do you want to show me now?
Well, besides all that, Chris Rose ended up losing the title to Crutch in very stunning fashion. I know he is very determined to try and get his championship back. So definitely I'm interested to see what Chris Rose is going to have to say tomorrow night about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what he's going to say about his championship, and is he's going to go pursue it, because I'm sure he's going to get that championship back, and that's what he's going to do. And then, of course, we had new KCW Tag Team Champions. B.W. Anderson and Jeremy Rage finally captured the gold. Jeremy Rage finally captured the gold. Congratulations on that there. And for what JJ told me, the event was just fantastic. They filled up about 200 people. They had a 200-seat event this past weekend, which was just fantastic. And you guys need to check out Kentucky's Own Wrestling if you're a fan of wrestling, because Kentucky's Own Wrestling, KZW all the way, baby. You need to check them out on Facebook, Somerset Kentucky's Own Wrestling on Facebook. But what else can we discuss? I mean, AEW and Game of Thrones are the two biggest things that basically had us excited today.
Yeah, it really did. But man, we got a lot of shows coming up, a lot of great stuff going on. Obviously, you're going to be doing your show tomorrow. Final Score will be dropping another episode this Sunday, episode 13. Definitely make sure you check it out. Chris Carnage show is supposed to be coming back. He has all kinds of crazy stuff going on, especially these upcoming few months. You're going to be seeing Chris Carnage out live on location, so definitely make sure that you stay up on all of Chris Carnage social media accounts, on Twitter at Planet Carnage, and on Facebook at /Chris Carnage Official, and make sure that you check out the announcements there.
Yep, definitely. One last thing I want to share is that, Chris, one last thing I want to share before we head on out of here is there's been another AEW signee.
Uh-oh. We have one more?
Yes. Right here.
Hold on, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, man. They need to watch out in AEW. Because Deathmatch Wrestle is hashtag all elite.
I'm about to die over here.
Don't die over there now.
What's that?
Don't die over there now.
No, I can't. I can't. Because you'll get 100%. I had to do that to you, man.
Yeah, that would be a lot to undertake.
Oh, God, I just spit my teeth. Oh, shit. Damn Yeti.
Listen to you. You're falling apart over there.
I know, I'm falling apart. I'm excited, man. It's just like old times with you and me talking and stuff, talking and just going on and on and on.
I mean, I don't remember you hurting yourself, but, you know.
No, I remember
everything else, though.
Let's not. You want to talk about getting hurt?
Let's not talk about that. And what I've had to endure.
Episode 20, I think it was 27. Episode 27 of our release show. How's that table?
Oh, man. Don't even get me started.
But we got something in common, man. My head is killing me after I got hit in the head by the Menace. You got hit in the head and the back by the Menace.
Yeah, I went through a table.
You went through a table. I answered the door and a freaking doorbell, ring bell hit me in the head.
And don't forget, we ended up having a certain someone get beat up and also landed on me. So it was definitely a very, very trying time for me.
He disappeared, man. I don't know what the hell happened to him, man. He's gone. He is gone.
He'll pop up someday, though. Just watch.
He will. He will. I don't know what or when, but he will. He'll pop up, but he disappeared. A renegade, man. I think he's still chasing after the Menace. And then I got M running around, you know, crawling through the hole and coming over here from Mexico. I still think that's the Menace. I'm for sure that is the Menace. M is the Menace. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Just might be. Honestly, it makes sense.
It does.
The M&M connection.
Yes, the M&M connection. Menace and M. You know? I mean, I've gotten beat up on the show plenty of times here, man. I mean, that's happened. I've gotten beat up on the show. You've gotten beat up on the show. My show is violent. My show is freaking violent. I should be called Deathmatch Russell. Deathmatch Everett podcast. Come in here and, you know, it's like, what's behind door number 1? A bamboo stick or a kendo stick or a steel chair. You know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know because it's happened on here on the show. It has. People's been jumped. People's been beat up. What are you doing?
I had to fix my camera.
Fix your camera. It look like you're like taking a midget selfie. What are you doing? You doing the Tyrion Lannister selfie?
Hey now. Oh man.
Jeez. Yeah. I just whew, you know. You saw Avengers Endgame, didn't you?
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah. How'd you like the voicemail the day after I seen it? I called, leave a message after the beep. Beep. I'm like, I am Iron Man. Like,
oh, sadness. Love you 3000.
Yeah, I love you 3000. I love you 3000. Yeah. Can we talk about Avengers? Is it safe now the Russo brothers won't come after us?
No, I don't want to make sure we don't get stabbed for that.
Yeah. They get stabbed for it. Or are they going to send the Hulk after us?
Right.
They would send Thor, but it'll take a while to get here.
Oh, man.
Oh, damn. Yeah. But
what a crazy episode. I'll tell you what, It's been a good one, though. It's always nice when we get together.
It is. It is. We could crack up and talk about stuff, man. We could talk about a lot of things. And I guess we got the biggest rant out of our system tonight, the Game of Thrones petition thing. And I just love it how the fans are firing back. It's like, shut up, whiny fans. I love it. I love it. But in All Elite Wrestling, taking a trip down memory lane, just a great podcast. And I think I'm going to call it, man. I'm basically going to call it. And you can check out more Podcast City Network at the following right here. Not that right there, the Daytona Beach Comic Book Convention, which was last month right there. Let me take that off. Black screen. There we go. Right there, Podcast City Network, your top source for independent podcasting. Head over to podcastcity.net for the latest podcasts, such as the Everett Lee Show, Chris Carnage Show, Final Score, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast, Wrestle Popcast, Movie Nights Podcast, Imaginarium Podcast with Scott and Todd, Super Radio Brothers, and much, much more on podcastcity.net. And Best Friend Podcast Show with Hardcore Heller, Owens, and Jade. And anyone I'm forgetting. Facebook, hit up Podcast City Network over on Facebook and send us a tweet on Twitter at Podcast City Net. Subscribe to the YouTube channel of Podcast City Network for video portions of this podcast and many, many more podcasts. And subscribe and follow right here on twitch.tv/Podcast City Network. I have to throw that in there.
I loved it.
And then, of course, you can follow more of the Everett Lee Show.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
For more of the Everett Lee Show on social media, follow and like the Everett Lee Show on Facebook, the Everett Lee Show, Twitter, at the Everett_Lee, Instagram, Everett Lee Show. Audio versions of this podcast and previously released podcast can be found on everettleeshow.podbean.com. Stitcher Radio, The Everett Lee Show, give a rating and comment. Apple Podcast, The Everett Lee Show, give a rating and comment. YouTube, The Everett Lee Show, subscribe to the channel. The Everett Lee Show, your shot of entertainment to the head.
Everett Lee signing off. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and listening to this podcast. Everett Lee Show.